Ladies and gentlemen, every single day I look for some news or some updates or some leaks. I look for something that's interesting. Today, we have it all, and every single thing we're about to go over is just massive information or massive amounts of news. And, that's pretty cool. So let's go and get right into this video. Yeah, that's right. We have so many major updates to go over, all pertaining to Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch 2. But first, I gotta remind you guys, next week I am giving away a Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm gonna give more away as the year goes on. And I give away eShop gift cards every single Saturday in videos. All you have to do is be a subscriber, be following my social media so you can help our communities grow, and like and comment to help the algorithms. And yeah, man, I just like giving back to my community, so be on the lookout for that. Now let's go ahead and get into this video. First, let's talk about some news that is just so random. Before the Directs, I can't really remember how Nintendo used to make announcements, like random videos or on their website. But in the era of Directs, Nintendo just waits to a Nintendo Direct to announce massive amounts of news or huge announcements. Yesterday, they just randomly announced the live-action Zelda and Link. And the internet is a ridiculous place. I thought, this is fantastic news. How could this be controversial? The only thing I ever wanted was unknown actors, and that's exactly what we got. But if you go on Twitter, which, why would you? I don't even know why I have dumbass Twitter, but I feel like as a YouTuber, I'm supposed to have it. But you go on Twitter, and people are acting like World War IV happened. And that's right, we skipped over World War III, and World War IV was caused by who they picked for Zelda and Link. So I'm still optimistic about the movie. It's live action. I wish they would have did animated, and maybe they still can do an animated Zelda movie, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's live action. I think the choices are great choices, but man, what a crazy thing to come from all that. Now I have to tell you guys about a huge glitch in Donkey Kong Bananza. It's crazy. It actually kills your battery, and nobody's really talking about it. And the glitch is, you start with 100% battery, right? You start playing Donkey Kong Bananza, and after a few hours, your Switch 2 dies. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm joking. I'm basically saying once you start playing, you won't stop until your Switch 2 dies. The game is incredible. A 10 out of 10. If you didn't get a chance, check out my review yesterday. I think it's a pretty good review, and I really enjoy reviewing games. I don't do it that much, but for the games that I'm looking forward to, I do. Man, what a good game. I have some information that I think points towards DLC in this game, and I've talked about it before, but since Donkey Kong Bananza is in the news, we'll talk about it quickly again. So I've just pulled up DK Bonanza on the Nintendo website, and right away, you just look at it and you say, yeah, that looks like DK Bonanza. But when you look at the ESRB rating right here, it tells you it's for fantasy violence, that's why it's rated 10+, but it has in-game purchases. So this is something you would spend real money on. And as of right now, we know that's not true. So this makes me think 100% we are getting DLC. And that's actually awesome because the game is just incredible. It has so much content, so much stuff to do. I could truly praise this game all day. I'm thinking in the DLC, to make it a huge event, that's where we'll get the Kremlins back. I'm like 99% sure. Some very credible insiders said this is probably going to happen, or they think it's happening. So if that is happening, I think that would be perfect for the DLC. Or maybe have a mode where Mario's in it or something. There's just so much they could do. But I definitely think DLC is coming. Now before we get into some more huge positive Switch 2 updates, I gotta go over some news that I've seen happening. I don't really know if we're getting the whole story here. Yet another person has been banned for playing a used game on the Switch 2. Supposedly, but also admits to using a MIG switch. So yeah, I've seen this person on Twitter, I'm not going to pull it up now, but they're saying that their Switch 2 was bricked. But they've also admitted to using a MIG switch on their Switch Lite. If I had to guess, they probably used it on their Switch 2 as well, but no, that they'll get more clicks or more, outrage or whatever you want to call it from saying they didn't do anything wrong with their Switch 2 except use a used game. And I think I might have seen one person post it. If this happens to you, all you have to do is show Nintendo that you purchased the game, whether that be a receipt or something like that, and they will immediately unban you. It's still a weird gray area, and I don't really understand why this is going on. I've heard something that's actually good news. In Europe, it's like illegal for them to ban you because of some kind of laws going on. Oh yeah, side note, a huge storm is about to be here, and that's why I'm trying to record this video now. I'm actually about to live stream in 30 minutes. I record videos a day before, so you won't be able to hang out at that live stream, but hopefully I'll catch you at the next one. But yeah, just keep in mind, if you hear crazy noise in the background, apparently a giant tornado or something's coming. Not really important. I do think it's crappy that your Switch 2 can be banned for any reason. I feel like once you buy the console, it's yours. I don't care if you hack it, I don't care if you mod it, I don't care. I feel like if you buy it, it should be yours. Yes, we're in a strange era now where it feels like you don't really own anything anymore, but for some reason with this story right here, not saying Nintendo wouldn't do something like this, I just feel like we're not getting the full story, especially with them showing off that they've used their Make Switch on other consoles. I feel like that's what was going on here. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, one of my favorite games of all time is Cyberpunk. I beat the game and the DLC on my PS5. I've been playing it on the Switch too. I love it so much, man. It is so damn good. I'm like 15 hours in on the Switch too, and I can easily put another 100 hours in. Like it's nothing, right? A huge Cyberpunk update came out for all consoles except the Switch 2, and this is Cyberpunk 2.3 update, which is a pretty substantial update. A bunch of new content, new cars, new photo mode, just a bunch of stuff, right? They announced that this update was coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox consoles, and then they said Nintendo Switch 2 would be announced at a later date, which we're like, sure, that seems fair, right? Eventually it'll come over. Right now we're good to go. Whenever we get that update on the Switch 2, that's just, a little extra for us. CD Projekt Red has really won me over after this whole Cyberpunk debacle when the game first came out. They're just doing a really good job right now. So myself, I assumed this update would probably be coming in a month or two, right? But that's not the case. So I seen that it's coming sooner than that. I was thinking, damn, maybe in 2 weeks or something? No. They gave us an update the very next day. I think it was actually within 24 hours. It might not have even been a full day. The update hit all the other consoles, and within 24 hours, they had it on the Switch too, which is phenomenal. I have not got a chance to play that update yet because I've been playing Donkey Kong, and I'm going to be playing that for another 20 hours at least. But I am very excited to jump back into it. If you still have not picked it up, do it. Arguably one of the best games of all time. And it's a physical game. It's 100% on the cartridge. That's amazing. Me personally, I'm still going to buy game key cards because I just like playing video games however I can. I would prefer them to be physical. I think there is a tide turning. Number one, Nintendo sent out surveys in Japan asking people how they feel about game key cards. We also have Limited Run and maybe Super Rare as well saying that they will re-release games that are game key cards. So even though they're game key cards, they will re-release some of these games physically, and that's amazing. I know it's limited run, but hey, I'll take what I can get. I think other companies are starting to say, maybe we should just take the loss however we can or make up for this. Let's just release games as physical games. And we're seeing this in a major way. So there's this article right here that I was reading, and to give you the notes, they're basically saying people are starting to see game key cards on sale at retailers. And I haven't seen that personally yet, but I'm sure that's happening. And it's because people would rather just own the game physically. They don't want to buy game key cards, and that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I'm going to buy the games however I can. If I see some game key cards on sale, I'm buying them because that's a sale. I want that. But we still want physical games. One person who has not released anything physically on the Switch 2 yet is Sega. And you would think they would, right? But they're not doing that. But that is finally changing. Sega has confirmed a Nintendo Switch 2 physical release of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Now, what's going on here is there is a digital upgrade pack that is releasing in 2025. So you can buy the game digitally, and then I think you can upgrade from the Switch to the Switch 2 version. I actually don't even know the price of this game, but in 2026, they will offer a physical version of this game. So that is fantastic news. What this makes me think is they have seen the feedback, they have seen the sales, and people are just saying, we're good. I almost want to assume that some people are buying digital over game key cards. Me, I would always go game key card over digital because at least I can hold something and I can own something and I can resell whatever it is. Digital, it's like you buy it, you own it, it is what it is. I just don't think I'll ever make the jump fully digital. It's not in me. Maybe it's because of my age, and I grew up gaming since the 90s, and I've always been a physical person. I still collect DVDs. That's no shade to people who want to buy digital, though. It's very convenient, and I think that's fantastic if you want to go that route. But I would rather have a game key card than digital. But I'm very curious to see what the percentage would be. I almost feel like it's 50-50, or maybe for some weird reason even more digital than game key cards. I would really love to see like a graph of what's being sold, maybe by Sega. Maybe they put it out in some kind of financial report or something. But this makes me think that they really seen the feedback, and they seen the sales, and they thought, yeah, we got to get this figured out. And maybe that's why it's coming in 2026 opposed to 2025. They got to get some stuff worked out. Hopefully other companies will take notice. Maybe Nintendo can work with some of these people and give them a better deal, or they can help them get cartridges or something. But I really do think that the tide is turning in a more positive note, at least if you like physical games. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this? Because your opinion matters most. In the comments below, I would love to hear from you guys. If you made it to this part of the video, hit a like and subscribe. Follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram so we can keep our community growing. And remember, eShop gift card giveaways every single Saturday for the entire year. Shipping out a Switch 2 next week, and more as the year goes on. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon with a new video. Peace out.